Pilates class with Steph. Thanks for joining me. Okay, today we're just going to start with a few little breaths here to get centered and ready for practice. So, roll your shoulders back, make sure your spine's nice and straight, chest is open, and we're going to do a nice deep breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. Empty everything out. Nice, another deep breath in and out. One more, even bigger breath here. And back out. Perfect. Now take those arms. We'll do a few little arm circles here. Get our arms warmed up. And switch direction. Perfect. Now do a few little shoulder rolls back. And forward. And then last little bit here of our stretch, get the back of your neck, so just staying on the back half. And then moving to the front. Perfect. Now we're going to get our legs warmed up here, so we're going to keep our left leg planted on the ground. Right leg comes up, we're going to do a few little ankle circles. So move clockwise here first. Balance on that left foot, and then switch and go the other direction. Perfect. Now same thing on the other side. Comes up, left foot, turn in that clockwise direction. And other way. Okay, plant both feet back on the ground. Then we're going to keep the left leg on the ground, right leg's going to come up, and we're going to just do a few little single leg marches. So keep that toe pointed, toes tap the ground, right knee comes up. Now keep doing that, but add a little hip rotation outwards. So we're going to add the hips coming out, and then toe taps back on the ground. Last one. Perfect. Now we're going to do our left side. So right foot stays planted, left knee comes up, point that toe, and just start with the knee marches upwards. Now add that hip rotation outwards. A little bit more of a balancing act for us. Last one. Perfect. Now both feet planted on the ground. We'll do a few little calf raises here. So roll up onto those toes and slowly roll back down. Last one. Okay, now we're going to add a calf raise to our single leg march. So what we'll do is left leg stays planted, right knee comes up, we then come up onto our toes, slowly roll back down, tap the foot down. So a bit more balance work here. Try to do the calf raise up and down as slow as you can. We'll do one more. Perfect. Now we've got the other side, same thing. Right foot stays planted, left comes up. We then roll onto our right toes, back down, tap those left toes to the floor. Two more. Perfect. Okay, now grab those weights beside you here, something really light. And what we're gonna do is have our feet planted, arms are gonna come up above our heads, and then we're gonna do those single leg marches alternating. So right knee comes up, back down on the ground, left knee comes up. It's a bit more for our core and stability here. Try not to shift your weight too much as you switch sides, staying nice and stable. One more each side. Perfect. Okay, bring those weights down. Now we're going to do a little bit of our leg work here. So we're going to do just a regular squat here with a small little press up. So we're going to come down into our squat and press those weights up. Nice and slow. We're just getting those legs ready here for our leg section. And our arms have that small little press for our shoulder work. Now it's at a calf raise into it. So we come down into the squat, we come up, and then onto the toes as the arms come up. And then back down into the squat, onto those toes, and back down. Two more. Perfect. Okay, bring those weights down, a little rest for our shoulders. From here, we're going to widen our stance. Make sure those toes are pointing slightly outwards at a 45-degree angle. We're going to have our weights held right kind of at a 45-degree angle as well. Elbows are tucked in. What we're going to do is we're going to come down into our sumo squat. We serve our arms out at that same angle, and then we come back up. So pretend you're serving a platter out at that 45-degree angle, holding that sumo squat and coming back up. We'll do three more. Last one. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to take those dumbbells at our sides, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a soft little side lunge. So bring those weights at the middle here, and we're just going to slowly bend out to the side. Just a really soft lunge here, sticking with just the right side here. So weights are in the center, we soft lunge out to the right side. Two more. Perfect, now we switch sides. Left side here, just that soft little lunge. 2 more. Perfect. Now we're going to make that lunge a little bit deeper and use those weights a little bit more. So keep the weights here in the center, but spread them apart. And what you're going to do is you're going to lunge down, and left hand goes to right foot, and then we alternate sides. So right hand to left foot, just alternating sides here, going for a little bit of a deeper lunge and using that weight to propel us towards that foot. Keep that breathing nice and steady. A couple more here. Last one. Perfect. Okay, drop those weights now. And last part of our standing series here, we're going to do a bit of a hinge back here in a leg lift. So bring that right foot behind you, left foot is forward, and you're going to hinge your hips back so that our weight is mostly on that left foot. And then we're going to do little leg lifts. So we're just lifting that back leg up and back down. Toes a little bit pointed, so just those toes tapping the ground, and you're balancing all that weight on your left foot. 3 more. Perfect. Okay, back to center, switch sides, right foot comes forward, left leg comes back, hinge those hips, put that weight on that right foot, and then we bring that left leg back into our hips. Two more. Perfect. Back to center. Okay. What we're going to do is bring arms up overhead and reach down towards those toes, holding here that quick little stretch. And then we'll walk those hands out so that we are in our downward dog position. So push those heels down into the floor. Hold this position here. And then from here, shift your weight forward so that we're in our cobra position. So quick little stretch here in our cobra. And from here, we can do a quick little kind of alternating between lowering ourselves down all the way to the floor and then bringing ourselves back up into that cobra. So slowly shifting between those two movements, keeping those elbows nice and tucked. Lower your head down towards the floor and then one more. Okay, and then once we come up, shift back so that we're on our knees and walk those hands underneath our shoulders. And what we're going to do first is a little row. So we can grab both of those dumbbells into our hands, and we're going to stay in this position and just do a small little row back. So I'm holding that dumbbell and then alternating sides. So pause when you're near that hip and come back down. So make sure you're not bringing it just up straight. It goes back and kind of swivels towards that hip. One more each side. Okay, now get rid of that weight in your left hand. Keep the one in your right hand. And what you're going to do is we're going to do a modified bird dog. So from here, we're going to lift right arm, left leg up, Then right arm's going to swivel out to the side, back forward, and then we bring that knee down and the hand down together. So you've just got that arm swiveling out to the side and back. We'll do 2 more. Perfect. Okay, we're going to switch sides. So other hand, here we go. Arm and leg up. Arm out to the side. Back forward. Bring that knee back to center. Okay, drop that weight beside you here. Do a quick little shift back into our child's pose. Quick stretch before we move on. Okay, let's come back up onto our knees. You can keep your hands about where they are. And what you're going to do is come down onto your forearms. So we're on our forearms here. And we're going to do leg lifts in this position. So left knee is going to stay where it's at. Right leg's going to come straight back. And then we just do leg lifts here. So tapping the floor. And bringing it up as high as we can. Perfect. Bring that knee back in. Same thing, other side. Left leg comes out, and we leg lift up. Okay, good. Quick break here. Give those arms a little shake out. Okay, so what we'll do now is bring those legs back, straighten them out, and then lower down into that cobra position. Quick hold here. And then we'll lower ourselves down so that we're lying flat on our mat. And we'll do a few little back extension exercises while we're here. So first we're just going to do a regular back extension with no weight. So we'll have the arms out kind of in a W. So bends at the elbow. We're going to be down, and then we're going to lift the top of our back and the top of our legs off the ground, and then come back down to the floor. So lifting up, squeezing there, and then lowering back down. 2 more. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to add some weights into it. So grab your dumbbells here. Keep your arms in that same position. And then we're going to do the same idea but add a press up. So we'll come up to the top, press the arms forward, back down, and then lower back down to the ground. So we come up, press the arms forward, and the elbows back down, and release back. We'll do 2 more. Perfect. Release back down. Drop the weights here. Last one. Place your arms behind your head. We're going to come up and we're just kicking our feet. So we're swimming. For 3, 2, 1. Lower back down. And come back up. Here we go. Swim again. And 3, 2, 1. Lower back down. Focus on that breathing. You got 1 more. Here we go. Back up. And 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Okay. Quick rest here. Catch that breath. Okay. And then shift back into that cobra pose. Steady that breathing. Big inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Perfect. Let's shift back and we'll get back into our seated position here. So once you get there, bring those toes in. Give those inner thighs a little stretch. Okay, beautiful. Once we're ready, we'll bring those feet straight out in front of us here. And we're just going to do small little roll backs. So we're going to have our hands out in front of us here. And you're just going to slowly roll yourself back. Once you feel that core being engaged, you slowly roll yourself back. So you're making sure that core feels like it's working. It's holding your body up. And then you slowly roll back to the top. Two more. Try to go a little bit deeper. Last one. Perfect. Now on this one, we're going to roll, and we're going to roll all the way down to the ground so that we are flat on the mat. And make sure you let everything decompress, let your spine decompress. Everything feels nice and loose. And from here, we'll walk those feet up so that we are in our glute bridge position. So for our glute bridge, remember we're going to tuck our pelvis under. Make sure that there's just ever so slightly, you can fit one finger under your back so it's almost flush. We'll plant our hands down on the ground, and then we're going to slowly roll up into that glute bridge position. So coming up to the top, that quick little squeeze, and then lowering yourself back down, nice and slow, each vertebrae at a time, and then we come back up. So nice and slow movements here. We're going to go for 2 more. Perfect. Okay, meet me back at the bottom and find those weights beside you here. We're going to add a couple little arm movements into our glute bridge. So Take those dumbbells here up above your chest and have your palms facing each other. Make sure your feet are still in that position for our glute bridge. And what we'll do is we'll roll ourselves up to the top of that movement. We're then going to have our right arm come out to the side, back to center. Left arm comes out to the side, back to center. We do a press down towards our chest, back up, and then we lower back down. So you're holding that glute bridge for all three movements here. So quick break at the bottom, and then we roll ourselves back to the top. Same thing, right arm out to the side, back to center, left arm out to the side, back to center, down towards the chest, back up, and lower back down. Perfect. We've got 5 more here. Three more. Start feeling the inner thighs and those glutes burning a little bit. You've got your final 2. And last one. Perfect. Lower yourself to the ground, bring those weights down, drop them to the ground really quick, and just bring those knees in for a quick little hug. Have a little sway side to side. Okay, bring those feet back down. Last little glute bridges here. We're going to keep those weights in our hands, so grab those and bring them up over your head. So they are laying on the floor above your head. And then make sure those feet are in place, pelvis is tucked under, and then we're going to, as we raise into the glute bridge, have our arms swivel towards those thighs. They rest on the thighs for a quick second, and then we lower back down as the weights come over our head. So nice and slow with these movements here. We'll go for 2 more. Perfect. Bring those weights down, quick little rest again. Bring those knees in towards your chest. Little rock side to side. And we're going to end with some abs here. So what we're going to do, grab those weights again, and we're going to hold them up in the air above our head. We're going to bring our knees up so that we are in that dead bug position, and we're going to do a weighted dead bug. So arm comes back as opposite leg comes straight, back to center, and then we alternate sides. One more each side. Perfect. Bring those feet down, keeping them in the bed position. Bring the weights down. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have our palms facing up. We're gonna bring the top of our back and neck off the mat, and we're just gonna reach towards those heels. So reaching towards that heel, shifting side to side so you get a bit of oblique work. One more each side. Perfect. Okay, drop those weights beside you. For the next part, we're going to take our left foot and place our foot on our right thigh. Then you're going to take our hands behind our head, and we're going to basically curl towards that left knee. So slowly bringing that elbow towards the knee, and then lowering back down. So again, more for those obliques, side of our abs. Two more. Perfect. Now bring that left foot down, right foot now comes on our left thigh, and then same thing, now the left elbow come towards our right knee. Two more. Perfect. Back down, bring both feet back down to the mat. Last part here, we are going to grab one of those weights, bring it up above our chest. We're going to bring both of our feet up in the air, and now we're going to reach that dumbbell towards our feet, and then slowly roll back down. So reaching up towards those toes, and back down. Three more. Perfect. Okay, drop that weight down to the side. From here, we are going to roll up to the top, so we're in that seated position. And we're going to widen our stance here and just reach forward for a nice little stretch. Perfect. Now bring those hands back and reach towards that right foot. Okay, hands come back and reach towards our left foot. Okay, now bring those feet in one more time for our little butterfly stretch. Really stretching out those inner thighs here and our hips. Okay, and from here, we'll bring our feet back here so we're back in the tabletop position. And we'll do a few little cat-cows here before we finish up. So drawing that belly button in towards the floor, head comes forward, and then we release and bring that belly button up to the sky, getting a nice arch in our back here. focus on that breathing. You're inhaling as you draw that belly button up. Exhale as you bring it down to the floor. Okay, swan back to a neutral position. Make sure those toes are tucked under. And we shift back into our downward dog, pushing our heels in towards the floor. And then we'll walk our hand back towards our feet, staying in that forward fold position. Last little stretch for our legs. And then let's slowly roll ourselves up to the top, making sure the head's the last thing to come up. And once you get there, do a few little shoulder rolls. Okay, and then that's our practice today. Thanks for joining me.